Here's the gun. Keys to the house. Kitchen is right over there. I'm out of here. Okay. See you, man. So from today, this is my house. If you want to stay, you have to follow the rules. Sure. Also, by tomorrow, just grow beard. By tomorrow? Sure. So enroll yourself in the army. You're free to leave if you want to. So I can leave? You're scared of this? Don't be. Thank you. Hey, it's chill, man. Just go. I can see your feet, so just cover yourself. Go. Nobody even put up a fight. And we're out of fireworks, so I'm going to use my RPG for now. Yeah. 1 second. Hi, surprise. So I know I said I won't do anything, but can't help myself. I had a crossed finger. So sorry. Well, if you thought this was going to be a fun video, nah, it's not going to be. People don't really care for stuff like this. That's why I had to make an intro like that. But Nitin, why should things like this bother us? Well, first off, stop being a jerk. Second, yes, it should bother you. And there are many reasons for that, which I will be sharing with you as we go along in this video. So do watch till the end. On the day that we were celebrating our independence, some other country was being stripped away of theirs. The capital of Afghanistan fell to the extremist terrorist group, the Taliban, which marked the end of that country's democracy. Political leaders fled from the country and the army basically surrendered without putting up a fight. Almost the entire nation has fallen to the Taliban, as they have been taking city after city. The arms and ammunition left by the US, women have been stripped away of their rights, their integrity, and even their voice. They're not allowed to work, they're not allowed in education, and anytime they have to go out, have to be escorted by a male. The Kabul airport is flooded with people and is the epicenter of chaos as people are trying to flee to their neighbors. In a nutshell, Kabul has fallen. So did the Afghans just wake up one day to this nightmare? Well, no. This has been building for quite a while and there were patterns visible. So where did all of this actually begin? I'll be giving a brief history of Afghanistan and Taliban and where it all started from. Afghanistan has been torn apart time and again, and the country has had almost 42 years of instability. This all started in 1979 when the Soviets arrived in Afghanistan after an Afghan coup so that they could establish a pro-Soviet government. Guerrilla fighters known as the Mujahideen were trained by the US armed forces so they could overthrow the Soviets. The war continued for about 10 years and came to an end around the year 1989. During the year 1990, the leaders turned against each other and there was a big civil war. The Taliban arrived around the year 1994, promising to restore peace and security to the people of Afghanistan. But after taking over the government, they imposed harsh restrictions on the people of Afghanistan, and the laws that they had imposed were their own interpretations from Islam. The laws are mostly aimed towards oppressing women so that they couldn't have any jobs, they couldn't go out, and failing to comply to these laws meant beatings and public executions. Then came 9/11 and the attack on World Trade Center. November 2001, the US sent its troops to Kabul and overthrew the Taliban. Year 2003 up till 2012, US troops were constantly being deployed and pulled back from the area. Around the year 2017, President Donald Trump said that he would completely end the US regime, and in April 2021, newly elected US President Joe Biden said that they would completely remove all the US troops by 11 September 2021. Well, this gave a lot of confidence to the Taliban, and in May 2021, they started to advance towards the north of the country. July 2021, when US troops completely left the country at Burgam airfield. In August 2021, the Taliban seized control of the entire nation. August 15, they entered the city of Kabul, overthrew the government, the president of Afghanistan fled the country, and the country had completely fallen. And you thought you had your life hard. So why should it matter to us? Well, first off, because of humanitarian reasons, but also because Taliban is an extremist group which should be stopped at all costs. They don't believe in freedom at all and think that Sharia law is how things should be supervised. By the way, in Islam, Sharia law doesn't mean that you have to oppress women. In fact, it's nowhere written in Islam that women should not be given a voice or the freedom that they deserve. Sharia law literally translates to the way or the way things are supposed to be managed. The only difference is that Taliban has interpreted their own version of the Sharia law. Again, The US has evidences that Taliban is actually backed by Pakistan, which would be a big problem for India. The fact that Pakistan is backed by China makes it all the more worse because we'd have threats from all over the north. So India should worry a lot about the situation. This would also mean a lot of international threats for the entire world, as now Afghanistan would be a safe haven for all the terrorist groups. And probably one of the biggest reasons why this should matter to us is because the Taliban are stripping women of the basic human rights. They basically treat women as trophies for men to stay indoors and whose only purpose is to boost the male ego, much like the rest of the society. Now, this might be a bad influence on other Islamic countries who have finally, after decades of struggling, realized that women should have equal rights. And that is why feminism in today's world is all the more important. I think there's only one good thing with Taliban, and that is they're very scientifically advanced, because they have made it possible for us to go back 50 years. This is why men and young boys of a society are meant to be educated about the importance of feminism, so that they realize that women are not there to please them and it's not their birthright for them to boss them around. Let's not do two things. One being not pointing towards a particular religion. Second, not defending by saying not all men, because come on, it happens all around the world. Large scale or small scale, I don't care. It still happens, and we need to admit that it does happen, because that's the first step towards a change. And I think this is one way that we can change the world. The world needs to take this more seriously, as the last time we did not during the Hitler regime, where Jews were being executed openly. We had a world war. Wars are pointless, because a war never decides who is right. It decides who is left. So if today you feel useless, feel that you don't matter, or feel like you had a crappy day and you cannot go on, don't. Just stop right there. Don't waste your life, because you're at least getting to decide whether you want to live it and how you want to live it. But some can't even decide if they're allowed to live. So be grateful for what you have and make the most of the time that you have. There is one thing that we can all learn from what is happening in Afghanistan, is that time is limited. So we cannot waste it. We need to acknowledge that we are privileged, and we need to be grateful for the things that we have, because tomorrow we might not even have them. And if you want to help even further, I'll be leaving links for charities through which you can donate and help someone over there. And the only thing I ask of you is that share the message as much as you can. Educate yourself, educate those around you, because people deserve to know what's happening around them. And if you learn anything from this video, do give it a like.